Hey, Zora here again for another tea time video, and for this one I'm going to focus more on the album art for various projects that I've done in the past and present, and I'll show the finished covers and then I'll just talk briefly about each one, how they came about or how it was done. So the tea that I'm having today is a combination of types of Tulsi or basil teas. I've had a basil tea in the past, and I just got this one, which has three types: Rama, Krishna, and Vana Tulsi tea, all blended together. So in addition to the benefits of the basil, also has various spices. It's a very spicy Tulsi tea. So I'm just going to get right into it. Start out with this this first one that I'm going to show, going from past to most recent. This was for a compilation that was to be titled Oblivii, and it was just going to be some demos and things that were left over or related to a couple of past projects that I've done around that time. So it's not very elaborate. It's just I'm showing a template. It's going to have the disc and the insert and the cover for the CD. This didn't really go anywhere, but I was able to just quickly put together. This next one is showing a album cover that I did for an instrumental project quite a while back. It's a set that I put together using a PC and an analog keyboard. And it's just showing part of a picture of the edge of a building and then the top of a wiry sculpture next to the building. And this is all part of an art complex. It includes the Hirshhorn Museum and a sculpture garden. And there's not much of it to see on the album, so I'm going to show some extra pictures in this video that you can see these, what the buildings actually look like in the garden there. But the main building is shaped like a giant donut, and it has a fountain in the center, and you can walk through it. And there are sculptures inside and outside, and that whole area is fairly interesting. This is a place that you can actually visit, and it's located in Washington, D.C. It was built in 1974, so it's been there a while. And I went there and it inspired me to do that project. And so if you're into that sort of thing, I could recommend it, although personally I will not be going back into DC. But as far as I know, it's still there. And this is the cover of a single Soniclev, which is from my Utopia album. And there's no typeset. This cover just shows a pixelated image that I formed from an actual promo photo of Japanese Bullet Train, which was being promoted, had a lot of publicity at the time, because this really is quite amazing as the world's fastest commuter train, and was able to travel at 374 miles per hour during tests. And I believe it's still being expanded with plans to be completed in 2027 at this time. I also obtained and used a clip showing the train in test for the Soniclev music video that I put together. It's the only music video for the Utopia project. Okay, next is Things to Do. I had finished the album, and I really had no plans for album art, but I needed to put something together quickly just to get this done and print the CD. So I just grabbed some stuff from the office, and you can see in the picture that's why there's paper clips and push pins and protractors and just whatever extra bullshit that I could find to throw on the scanner and just take it, run some coloration filters and such, and there you have a quick album cover. Aural Dusk is also an instrumental set that I put together over a period of several months, and it ended up being a bit different from what I originally had in mind to begin with. But I had taken this photo during a sunset in my backyard, and I can show the actual photo, and then doing some color filters and things, effects. Here's the cover that it produced. And in this one I actually did a lot of variations because I had produced a lot of spin-off material for a while. I'm not going to show all those pieces, but I will show this enhanced one here. And this was going to be for like a double disc set thing that was going to have the album plus some other stuff. And after those, I had some ideas for some spin-offs of some of the songs that were in that project, and I did several album art covers after that, and I'm just going to pick one of them to show. This is Blue Dragon Fantasy, which is a song from Aural Dusk. And for the cover on this one, I took a picture of a small dragon statue that I had come across. And it was flat, it sat on the floor, it was about maybe 2 feet high, and it's holding a ball. And the ball was actually a light. You could turn on the switch on the back of the dragon and the light would come on. So for this one, I took out the ball, and then I added this, I made up this design and then put that on a layer underneath, and tweaked the colors and things for that, and finished it out like this. And this next one, it was a cover song that I did from the electronic artist known as Enjoy, and the song is Anthem. Yeah, I did a 45-minute version of the song, and so I did a separate cover for that particular track because it was so long. And here's the cover. It's showing just it's just basically a space drawing. I don't really believe that outer space is real as how it's generally depicted and believed by most people, but I do find the drawings and things of space, because really everything that we're shown that's out of our Earth plane is actually just paintings, drawings, animations. It's all fake. So it's still, though, it's very artistic and very colorful, and this, I think this particular one is supposed to be showing like a neutron star, being pulled off into a black hole or some nonsense. But it made a good cover, and I just modded it a little bit, and there it is. And next we have The Arrival, another instrumental album. And also for this one I added some sample clips of spoken words or just unusual sounds. But for the cover, I just took a frame from a video that I had done at the time that was titled Drums for the Arrival. And here's a short clip showing one of a few videos that I did in this project. They all begin with some action scene or something. Here's an alternate version of it with some different colors. And then it was quite a bit later that I took and completed some additional material from that project, and I made another set that was titled Arrival Extras. And for the cover of that, I also took a clip out of the music video that I made at that time that was titled Bring Back the Hour, which is not on the Arrival itself, but it's a spin-off version of one of the songs there. And I can show a part of that music video where the cover was taken from that as well. The Row is actually the name of a cover song that I did, and it challenged me because the original song is acoustic electric style instruments, and I'm trying to do it with electronic keyboard sources. But I did a music video for the song, and it's about someone coming across this strange object just out in the wild, and this object takes them on a bit of a journey, and it really it takes them to some different places, but it doesn't really end well. But I did a couple other cover songs after that, and I did quite a bit of derivative material while I was working with the instrument setup that I had for this. So I just put it all together, just compiled it, and I just titled it The Row after the first song that I had started with. And the picture that's on this cover, it's not from the video, it's actually from a previous project, and it's from a clip, and I can show a picture, a color picture here of the clip. And this was part of something else entirely, which had several clips. This was located in Wilson Alley, which is in a downtown that had a lot of artistic spray paint on some older buildings back here. And so one of the clips in this previous thing was just showing me walking through this alley and going up some stairs and finding some things. And next is some pictures of some toys. I had found this plastic toy in a sale, and I thought, well, I'm starting a new project that's, I want it to be energetic and kind of eye-poppy and lyrical and fun, so I'll try doing something with this. I took these pictures of it here and ended up not using it. I did complete the art, and I'll show that. It was going to be titled Synthétique, but it ended up being apparently instead, and not really so much in the initial idea that I had for it. So I have done a separate video talking about how we did the cover for Apparently, so I'm not going to include that in this video. But this is the original idea for that. This next one, titled Distance, is also one that I had done a video and posted more recently about how the cover came about. So I'll just put the pictures up. You can see the finished cover and the source photo which I took. The significance of this one was that I had gone to visit the highest point that's located in the eastern continent, which means the highest elevation. And during my visit, I was able to get an interesting picture of some clouds, almost looking from level of the top of the clouds, and then almost looking down from that vantage point, and ended up using that for this project, which still hasn't been posted, but I expect to have finished very soon. And last but not least is the Black Crystal. And this is a piece from my crystal collection, which I was thinking of somehow using it for some album art on some material that I just started working on, and I'll be working on next year. And it's a collaborative because I had somebody who wanted to do some photography, and I said, well, I got this idea, I want to use this crystal on some album art, and if I just give it to you, just see what you can do with it, because they have better camera than I have. And it didn't really come out like I expected, but it's interesting, and you can see the finished cover here, just got done. And if I finish the album, then I'll probably use this. Well, it looks like I've reached the end. The tea time is over. But that's going to do it for this one. So thanks for coming and have a good night.